Hey beautiful, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to help you decide if the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation is worth your coins. We're going to be doing the application of the foundation and also a little bit of a wear test so you can see how this foundation wears. Now I'm going to let you know a few things about this foundation, but before we get started, if you're brand new here, go ahead and subscribe if you like beauty reviews and give this a thumbs up if you like foundation reviews. Okay, so I've got my little sheet here that they sent along with it. Now this foundation is supposed to be a long wearing buildable formula, and let's see, the coverage is supposed to be medium coverage and it's supposed to have a healthy satin finish. Now it's also supposed to be lightweight. Depending on where you live, you might like the healthy satin finish and your skin type, of course, or you might not like it, so that could play a big role in this, of course. Now there are a few things in this. It's supposed to contain Chinese Wuzu Yu extract, hyaluronic acid, which hydrates, brightens, and also improves the appearance of your skin tone. And also it has vitamins A, C, and E, so it's an antioxidant blend, which is really cool, and also has SPF 20. So I'm really interested in this. There's 20 shades here. I'm already noticing when I look at this that there are some shade jumps, but if I could show you right here, here's the giant box. They actually surprisingly went deep for the actual shade range. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. This is this, and I know on camera it looks like this isn't very deep because of the bottle, but when I went to go swatch it on my skin, I thought, you know, hey, this is like a step in the right direction. I'm not saying that it's like the most amazing shade range whatsoever, but you know, hey, it's something. Now, the Chinese Wuzu Yu extract is supposed to also brighten an even skin tone. So that's a little something right there for you. I'm not sure because I'm usually very sensitive to sunscreens. I'm not sure if this is going to break me out. So if it does, like, and I notice tomorrow or whatever, I'll put that in the description box so you guys can check that out. Now, they included a foundation here. This is the full size, and this is in the shade DN4. Now, you know what? Now that I'm looking at this bottle, the sunscreen on here, the ingredient, I mean, is octinoxate, and that's 3%. So it might not be too bad. I think I've used one other foundation that had SPF that wasn't too bad for me. So we'll see. This shade here is too light, so I'm going to go ahead and I believe I matched myself to this one here, DPW2. It's slightly orange, but I was looking at this one and I really like DPN3. It's super dark, but you know, it matches my neck, but not my chest, and I would rather match my chest because, you know, that's how I am in real life. So I'm gonna go with DPW2 because by the time I highlight, add my powders, it's going to look, I think, pretty decent. Something I'm also going to show you guys some swatches of the deeper shades that I have here right now, so you can see really how they all look. Obviously, like I said before, you're gonna notice that there are some shade jumps, you know, obviously with 16 shades, not every shade is represented, or not every skin tone, which is pretty disappointing. You know, I would really like to see Physicians Formula step up their game to the Maybelline kind of like shade range that they have going on here. So Physicians Formula can definitely do better, but I'm really curious to see how this foundation performs on my skin. So for primer, I'm going to be using the Primer Plus Mattifier from Bobbi Brown. This has been a really great primer for the summer. It really helps to keep me matte, and I'm just going to go ahead and pat it in all over my face. So this is the little trial size that I have of DPW2. I don't really know what that shade stands for, but I'm gonna put it on the back of my hand, as you can see right here. Looks pretty nice, and I kind of like that it's medium coverage because I don't need too much coverage. For me, you guys know that I just need like a smooth base, a smooth finish. So that's what it looks like right there. And I'm gonna take my Kat Von D foundation brush and just stipple that out. I know it looks orange, guys, on camera. In person, honestly, it's not that bad. But like I said, by the time I finish this face, it's gonna look pretty nice. And I also noticed, just to let you guys know, that This foundation definitely oxidizes to a darker tone, but that's like within 5 minutes, kind of like the Fenty foundation does, so it doesn't take too long. I do notice that it is covering up some of my hyperpigmentation that I have back here from like a pimple. Not as noticeable, so that I do like. Okay, so remember how orange it went on? And I told you guys, doesn't that look a lot better? I didn't do anything to it yet. This is just what it oxidizes to. So I think as you can see on my hand, it looks, see, definitely very orange, but this is the color. So it actually, I'm pretty impressed, matches my chest, and that's what I was going for. It looks very nice, but this is definitely like a natural beat kind of foundation, not full coverage. I'm assuming that you can build it up. I don't really need to. I feel like I'm happy with what I got right now. So let me go ahead and get my concealer. For concealer, I'm going to use the Too Faced Born This Way, and this is in the shade Chestnut. By the way, totally loving this concealer. It's very nice and full coverage. And then I'm going to go in with my Morphe sponge and just blend that out. Then I'm going to be setting with my Maybelline loose powder in the shade 35 and my Kat Von D brush. I have a lot of setting powders, guys, but I just keep going back to this one. Like, these Maybelline powders, they are the business. Okay, so now that my concealer is set, I'm just gonna go ahead, speed things up. I'm gonna finish through the rest of my makeup, and then I'll be back to talk to you guys about my initial first impressions. And then of course, we gotta do the check-ins. All right, guys, so here I am. Makeup is finished. I'm like extra glowing today with this pop and highlight. This is Le Bronze, if you guys were wondering, with some Anastasia liquid highlight underneath. It really makes it pop. But anyway, let's get back to the foundation. I do really like the way that this looks, the way that it matches with my chest. Also, it seems to work well with my powders that I really do like. And if I wanted it to be a lot more matte, I could have just set it a lot more, but that's not really my style. But if that's something that you like, then you should definitely do that. I like this. My main concern is that for some of you guys, you might not be able to see your own shade in the drugstore, because I don't know if they'll be stocking all the shades. You know how some drugstores do, they stock like the most popular shades in some stores, and then you have to go to different stores to find the other ones. But anyway, I like this one. I think the hard part about this is that these foundations oxidize just a little bit, so that when you initially swatch it, it's not the true color. You have to like wait 5 minutes, you know what I mean? And also just kind of blending it out makes it look nice. I really like the finish of it, but we always got to test and see how this is going to work later on throughout the day. So I will be back with another check-in in a couple hours. All right, guys, so I'm here with my check-in, and I think it looks beautiful. It is a satin finish, so just to let you know, you're not gonna get that nice matte, you know, beautiful vibe there, but I think it looks really great. Works really well with the rest of my makeup. It's been about 4 hours. Granted, it's pretty nice weather today, so no heat. I haven't tested it in that, but I'm pretty happy so far. And I'll be back at the 6-hour mark to let you guys know how it fared. All right, guys, so we are at the 6-hour mark, and as you can see, I'm going to roll a clip for you guys so you can see a close-up of how this foundation looks. Now, I'm noticing some slight separation in my smile lines, but honestly, it's nothing major at all. I am shiny, oily, but this is the point where I would take like a beauty blender, dab the excess, or some blotting paper. So I feel like for 6 hours during the summer, this is actually pretty good for me. And given that I've been trying a lot of different foundations, I feel like this is really good. And to be honest, I didn't want to like this foundation because I was definitely very salty about the shade range. I just think, you know, when you look at this right here, 16 shades. Like, we can definitely do better. You know what I mean? Especially for a bigger brand like Physicians Formula. I really hope that they see what other brands are doing and really step it up. But I have to say, this foundation probably looks better to me than the Born This Way did on my face. I know a lot of you guys love it, but to me, I'm just like, oh wow, like this is an affordable foundation, and this is looking like great on me now. Yes, it's a bit oily, it's a bit dewy, but nothing that I would be like embarrassed about to like go outside and have somebody look at my face right now. You know what I mean? So I am very, very impressed. That said, I do feel like it's going to be very, very, very hard to find your shade because you can't just use a tester. Maybe at Ulta, if they have Physicians Formula at Ulta, you might be able to, but you know, in other locations, it's kind of like, wow, you really have to just like guess and return, and that's kind of like a big hassle, you know what I mean? The foundation has a doe foot applicator, which I actually think that's kind of cool. Some of you guys might not like that, but I just want to say that's the situation here. I actually really do like the packaging, and you get 1 fluid ounce. Honestly, like, I'm excited. I want to wear this shade more because I think it just looks really great, and it matches me pretty well. I did think it was going to be a lot more orange, but it was spot on. So my final thoughts are, if you can find a shade in this foundation, if you are not totally oily, like oily combination, normal or dry, I think you're gonna really like this. Give it a shot. Maybe put a little bit more powder on your face if that's in your routine, so that, you know, if you're gonna wear it all day at work, it'll last. I did a light powder dusting, so obviously I'm dewy. It does have a satin finish, so it's not matte. So those of you guys that like satin finishes, yay. If you like only matte, then, you know, beware. Now, if you guys like drugstore foundation reviews, then check out the playlist right next to me. I have a whole bunch of drugstore foundation reviews that I've done, and yeah, I really love some drugstore stuff. They're poppin'. Also, if you guys are still here, please subscribe. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!